Hello and welcome, I'm Vanelli. Now I'm back in my hometown of Melbourne, Florida after we came back from Las Vegas for our Photofocus retreat. Now while we were in Las Vegas, we got to attend WPPI, and that's where I got to meet Aircam's founder and CEO, Evan Rufkin. Now they have a really unique piece of software that I think is going to be phenomenal for event photographers. So imagine you're an event photographer. You're at the event itself, you're taking photos, and the moment you take that photo, it instantly appears on all the guests' cell phones. And they can either download it or they can save a permalink and send it off to their friends. But here's the best part. When the event is over, you're done. No editing, no having to upload images. You're done, you could leave. Now that sounds a little too good to be true. That's what I thought until I gave it a try. So we tried out their software on the special event. We had Phil, he's the lead singer of a band called All That Remains. We got to go to this really cool place here in Melbourne. It's called Tank America. And as we're driving tanks and crushing cars and doing all these cool things, I was photographing him, and the images were immediately being displayed online, either for himself or for any of his fans to see. Having that ability was really cool. So here's how I set it up. And the setup part of it was real simple. So the only downfall right now, and they're working on this, it's only for Mac OS. Now, originally I used an iPad to do the event. Although you can use an iPad, I don't recommend it. This is easy just to slip in my pocket. The iPad was a pain in the neck to carry around to different spots of the event. So an iPhone is best. They are working on an Android version. Now again, that's just for the app to connect to your phone or to your camera. So what you need is a wireless camera and their app. So let me show you how I set it up. Go to the Apple Store and search on Aircam and download it. Once it downloads, open it. I just go by the name Vanelli, so I'm going to put my name in and select continue. Now this is a very important part. Make sure location is turned on, and I also made sure notification was allowed. And then press continue. That was it. Now I can start by creating my first event. Now if you notice this circle, I could decide if I want it to be up to 3,000 feet away, or I want to keep it nice and narrow into a local area. Now what this does is anyone in that geo area can log in and see all the images. Once they're out of that area, then they no longer have access. The exception is if they download the permalink, and with the permalink, they can send it to their family or their friends, and they can access it 24/7, and even after the event is over, they can access it and download the events. So let's create a new event. I'm going to click create, and I'll give the event a title. I'm just going to call it Vanelli's Test, and save the name. Now I have a choice. I could have the event expire from 1 to 10 hours. Let's just make it for 1 hour. Here's what's really cool. I can allow other people to add photos to the event, and instead of it coming up, it'll have my name as the photographer, but then whoever took the photo, it'll show up under their name in a separate folder. So it keeps it all separated. That was cool because Phil was taking pictures with his iPhone and uploading it under his own account. And then I'm going to click on start. And I selected always allow. Good, click next. Got it. Great. Now, this already knows I'm a photographer. So when I originally set this up the first time, it asked me, are you a photographer? And I said yes, put my information in, and it's great. Now watch this. If I click on photographer, I can edit the link. So my landing page is already added on my account. So at the event, if somebody's looking at my images, they can click on photographer and it takes them to my landing page. Here is where they'll get more information about maybe hiring me for a future event that they may have. All right, so now that we have Aircam set up, let's set up the camera. So I'm going to click on the camera settings. Now here it's going to ask me which camera do I have. Okay, I'm going to select Nikon, and then from here I'll select it and it walks us through. So with my camera, I went in and I made sure I set it up properly. I went through the setup, got the Wi-Fi all set. I did something a little different. I'm able to click from my menu command, I'm able to actually add a custom menu, and this is where I added Wi-Fi connection and the network connection. So I have a habit of when I'm shooting to shut my camera off, and if you shut your camera off, you lose connection to the app, which only makes sense. That's a habit I have when I'm shooting events just to conserve batteries. So I kept losing connection. So all I had to do was click my custom menu and then reconnect it, and I was able to shoot immediately after that. And then once your camera is set, you're able to start shooting. Now, here's another really cool feature. Look down here where it says chat with us. I can't tell you how invaluable that was. I started doing experiments late at night, like 11 o'clock East Coast time, and all of a sudden my phone gets a text message, and it's one of their tech supports asking me if I need help fixing a problem. I thought that was the funniest thing ever, and we conversed back and forth. When I got to the event, they monitored my progress, and if they noticed something was, let's say the upload was going a little slow, they'd shoot me a text message and say, hey, don't forget, have your camera in JPEG and RAW, but make sure you have it in JPEG so the smaller files are being uploaded to the cloud. So I really liked how they did this. Now, currently, Aircam is free for you to download and to use. As an event photographer, think of the extra benefits you can have. So imagine telling the event coordinator that all the images can easily be available the moment you take that picture. Now, there are some events, obviously, they don't want that feature. Well, you have the option of deciding which images go up to the cloud and which images don't. And if you accidentally make a mistake, and let's say you fire off 15 shots of the ground, don't worry, you can go back into the app and delete those so the spectators or the guests never see your bad photos. As you can tell, I'm really excited about this. Tomorrow, I'm going to try it out at another live event, and I'll keep taking notes to figure out what's the best way and what's the best workflow to incorporate this into my shooting. Well, I'm Vanelli for Photofocus. Thanks for watching.